In Sonic X Shadow Generations, not only are we going to be able to play Sonic Generations on modern platforms in all its glory, but we are also getting a separate new game called Shadow Generations as part of this package deal. And in this Shadow part of the scenario, we see him battling even more returning villains that Sonic missed out on. One of these villains shown was Metal Overlord. But just who exactly is Metal Overlord and how does he relate to Metal Sonic? Stay tuned and you'll find out all that you need to know.
Metal Sonic has finally transformed!
Metal Overlord is the final boss of 2003's Sonic Heroes game. He is the transformed state of Metal Sonic, a robot created by Dr. Eggman who was supposed to rival and defeat Sonic. After suffering defeat after defeat at the hands of Sonic though, Metal Sonic sort of developed a feeling of self-hatred, if you will, and this caused him to slowly change, and he eventually turns into Neometal Sonic, and he develops his ultimate plan to defeat Sonic once and for all. His reason being that he doesn't want to be seen as the copy, he wants to be seen as the real Sonic. He even refers to Sonic as the copy and him as the real Sonic. Now, Neometal Sonic's plan involves kidnapping Dr. Eggman and taking over his entire robot empire. He then uses his shape-shifting powers to pose as Eggman to try and lure Sonic into a trap so that he can defeat him. And just to make sure that there's no room for error, throughout the game he gets a huge massive power up, because not only does he absorb the data of Sonic and his friends being Tails and Knuckles, he also absorbs the data of Shadow the Hedgehog, who is the ultimate life form, and even Chaos, the god of destruction and final boss from Sonic Adventure 1.
It's not an Eggman robot. Sonic! Knuckles! Wait for me!
All life form data successfully copied.
Let's go.
Ultimate life form data has been copied. Chaos data has been copied.
And the scary part is that he operates from the shadows throughout the game, so he doesn't fully reveal himself until the last story of the game. And at this point he's ridiculously strong. First, he transforms into Metal Madness. He goes from Neometal Sonic into Metal Madness, and this is where Shadow and the other characters try to fight him and hold him off, but are doing little to no damage. They are doing this to buy Sonic some time so that he can transform into Super Sonic. While Sonic and his gang are busy with this, he then even further transforms into his final form, which is Metal Overlord. So Metal Sonic goes through a lot in this game. We see different forms of him. We have normal Metal Sonic, Neometal Sonic, Metal Madness, and Metal Overlord, which is his final and strongest form. And he really is one of the strongest characters in the Sonic franchise to this point, and maybe even ever, because even Super Sonic can't do damage to him alone. He has to use the power of teamwork or friendship, and he has to work together with his super powered friends Tails and Knuckles by his side for their super team blasts. That's the only way to damage him in this boss fight. You have to fill up your team blast meter, and that's the only way to damage him. Otherwise, normal attacks don't work. So he eventually does get defeated, of course, by Super Team Sonic, Team Super Sonic, whatever you wanna call it. But now, as we see in Sonic X Shadow Generations, he's back, and this time he's going up against Shadow. So one has to wonder how Shadow is going to fare against him all alone. I mean, if there's anyone who could do it, I mean Shadow could, but that was basically the gist of who Metal Overlord is. I definitely recommend playing Sonic Heroes if you haven't already, but Metal Overlord isn't the only returning villain in Sonic X Shadow Generations. The evil and mysterious Black Doom is also back, and if you wanna know who he is, then you can click this video on screen to find out more. Thank you for watching, I'll see you there.